Hello everyone, myself Mr. Dheeraj Patil, lecturer at Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. So our fourth chapter is PLSQL programming. After the third part of fourth chapter, which is case statement, we are continue to the continue statement. The continue statement is used to exit the current iteration of loop. Continue statement. There are two types: continue and continue when. Condition. Continue statement. Continue statement is a support only in Oracle 11g. Continue statement can be used anywhere inside a loop. When a continue statement is encountered in a PLSQL block, the current iteration cases to execute immediately and the control passes to the next iteration. This is the example of continue statement to print the odd number from 1 to 10. So first of all, being begin for number in 1 to 10 loop. If mod number 2 is equal to 0, then continue dbms output dot put underscore line number, and if end loop end and slash. The output will be in odd number 1 3 5 7 9. Continue when condition. Here is the condition in the when clauses is evaluated, and if it is found true, then the current iteration of loop cases and control passes to the next iteration. Syntax: continue when condition. So this is an example to print the even number from 1 to 10. So first of all, begin from for number in 1 to 10 loop. Continue when mod number 2 is equal to 0. DBMS output dot put underscore line number, end loop end 2 4 6 8 10. This is the even number. So next is a exception handling. Exception is a warning or error condition which may interrupt the program execution. It can be defined as an error situation arising during the program execution. An execution is rise when a error occur, the normal execution is stopped and control transferred to the execution handler code. Exceptions are predefined or can be use defined. User defined exception can be written in the declare section of the PLSQL block, subprogram or packages. Exception handler is a block of code written to handle the rise exception. After the execution handler is executed in the control passes back to the next statement. After that statement where exception was rise, handling the execution ensure that PLSQL block do not exit unexpectedly. So this is the syntax: declare section begin section exception when exception 1, then exception handler code to the handle the error. When exception number 2, then exception handler code to handle the error. When other, then exception handler code to handle the errors. End. PLSQL exception handling block. Exception. When no data found, then v message is equal to error found. V double R SQL code v program is equal to fixed depth. Insert into error log values v underscore error log v underscore message v underscore program system date user. When other than v error is equal to SQL code v message is equal to SQL error m v program is equal to fixed depth. Insert into error log values EER v message v program system date user writes. After that, next one is the cursor. The drawback with this statement is the return only on the row time in the player SQL block. Cursor are capable to holding one more than one rows. It used to grouping a set of rows and implementing a similar logic to all the records of that group. Set of rows retrieved in such an area is called the active set, and its size depends on the number of rows retrieved by the search condition of the query. Oracle reserve an area in a memory called cursor, populated this area with appropriate data and feeds the memory area when the task is completed. Cursor can be classified as implicit cursor and explicit cursor. Implicit cursor. This cursor is also called as internal cursor and are managed by itself. And explicit cursor. This is a user-defined cursor used for external processing. Implicit cursor. Implicit cursor is a session cursor which is open every time you run a select or DML statement in PLSQL block. An implicit cursor closes after its associated statement run, but its attribute value remain available until select or DML statement is executed. Cursor attributes return the information about the state of the cursor. The syntax for the implicit cursor attribute is SQL attributes. Example SQL %sign found. SQL attribute will always refer to recently running DML or select into the statement. Next is the implicit cursor attributes. SQL% is open, SQL% found, SQL% not found, SQL% row count, SQL is open. Oracle automatically open and close the implicit cursor associated to the any DML or statement. Therefore, for the value for this attribute is always false. SQL found if any DML or select into statement return any row, then the value of this attribute is true. If no rows were written, then the value is false. And when no recent statement is executed, then its value is null. SQL not found. It works like the SQL found, but contrary results are obtained with the SQL not found. That is the false if the row are written. True if no row are written, and until if no recent statement is executed, then this value is null. SQL percent size row count. I store null if no return DML statement are executed and store the count of the row affected by the DML statement of select into statement. Drawback of implicit cursor. Implicit cursor are less efficient than the explicit cursor. Implicit cursor are more vulnerable to the data error. Implicit cursor provide less flexibility to implement the programming control. Explicit cursor, the cursor which is declared by user is called as explicit cursor. The following step using for explicit cursor. Step 1, declare cursor is declaration section. Example, cursor emp is select emp number, emp name, emp salary, emp address from emp. In this example, we create a cursor with name C underscore emp which is associated with the employee table. Step 2. Open the cursor in the execution section. General syntax for open a cursor is open cursor underscore name. Step 3. Fetch the data from the cursor into PLSQL variable or record in the execution section. So general syntax to fetch the record from cursor, fetch cursor name into record name or fetch cursor name into the variable name. In this part we learn about the continuous statements,